Dark Fairy King. Same first skill, same passive, same leader skill. Second skill though. Second skill actually on this one and this one too. Second skill on the Dark Fairy King, NYX, is now a strip into increase cooldowns. 70% chance goes up by 10%, and then also it only removes one beneficial effects, and it still increased cooltime only by 1 turn. So this, if they get a violent proc, they have their cooldowns again, but still pretty nice, potentially very useful. Today we're going to take a look at him in some gameplay, and we're going to see what he's all about. First, NYX team on left-hand side. NYX is a fantastic well, especially with Nephthys. NYX is a fantastic combination with any fast control unit, especially because he's got to strip into a CC. Anything like he's basically great in the same spot as a Chiwu or a Triton would be. Grant. We have the Chiwus and the Tritons on the other on the enemy side. So strip into a reset. All those debuffs. He already did all the crazy debuffs, but he just didn't do the strip into a reset until now, until this new balance patch. And it gets a little crazy. His first skill is now a 3-turn glancing hit. So CR, even if she violent proc, she still got that glancing hit on, which didn't really impact CR all too much apparently, but she did still have the glancing hit on. So fantastic combination with Nephthys. Look at that, 3-turn attack power break, 2-turn silence. So many debuffs. She's a NYX a fantastic combination with Nephthys. He was good before with Nephthys, but now just the fact that he strips too, you use him as a like this, basically the same as a Gianna. I would just make him very fast on Swift. I would put him on Swift and try to make him as fast as possible, and try to make him speed tuned to go like right before your other units. Like Xiongpeng is a really great combination because Xiongpeng has defense breaks and glancing hits, and then he also has another strip just in case the NYX gets banned. You still have the Xiongpeng, and then Nephthys is ridiculous combination. But yeah, anything just fast control. Rika is another good combination with him. But now he's got a strip, so he just works so much better. The units that he worked so well with needed an AoE strip to be able to actually be usable, right? Like Nephthys needs an AoE strip. Rika needs an AoE strip. Like they need to make sure the enemy doesn't have immunity on them. And now that NYX already does the strip by himself, he's such a better combination with all this stuff. NYX match number 2, taking it with some different stuff this time, however, really strong combination. Resets and resets and resets and attack gauge pushback, and more than 2 strippers, because the Xiongpeng strips 2. What? Wait a second. Wait a second. How fast is that Mo Long? Because that Mo Long violent procced. How fast is that Mo Long? How fast was that Mo Long? Guys, what game am I watching? What year is this? Wait a second. Yeah, I wouldn't have been prepared for that either. The Mo Long took turn 1. I would have never thought. Well, they're too slow though. If that Mo Long is taking turn 1 on Violent Runes, then the Chinese player is too slow. So that's what I'm learning from that. Even with the speed lead, the Chinese player is too slow. Next battle. The next battle with the Dark Fairy King. With Rika is a fantastic combination. With Okeanos is a fantastic combination too. With a lot of stuff is a fantastic combination. Lots of things that have multiple debuffs. So changes the turn order. Resistance. Because he was not on Will Runes. Fantastic. Strips increases cooldown. That was a perfect example. And also that was a perfect example of it only being a 1-turn cooldown, right? So perfect example of strip into a cooldown, and then violent procs are still violent procs, right? So there we go. The Barber is done, but I think that's still a good example. So we get a 3-turn glancing, right? And if he violent procs, he didn't violent proc. But if he did violent proc, then he would have gotten an extra turn. Bagel, that's not okay. Look at all the oh my god! Look at all that continuous damage. Jeez, look at all that continuous damage, but didn't get the vigor. But man, as soon as Rika does her thing, when she does skill 3 now, the NYX passive does not come into play anymore because NYX is NYX is GG. NYX has bit the dust. So, oh, here we go. But it's again, it's not. Still, 3 turns is fine. Still, three turns is fine. So, unless you're doing Dragons B10 with Tattoo, and Tattoo and Soth, in which case 3 turns is not enough. You definitely need 4 turns. 5 turns. But yeah, that's GG. But it's a nice combination of. It's nice to show. Okay, it's a nice combination with the Rika because OP with Rika. It's also it's an activator for Rika because of the strip, right? And it's also a nice way to show, yes, you can strip into a cooldown increase, but also it's only 1 turn, as we saw with what Nephthys did. Guys, get ready for it. Niklas next NYX battle. Niklas next NYX. Okay, you try saying it. You try saying it. Okay, so he's got the Niklas. He's got the NYX, and the. Why is she not doing anything lately? I feel like she should be doing things, right? Okay, lots of continuous damage. 4 turns continuous damage. So juicy, so juicy. Missed 2 of them though. Gets the violent proc into a daydream. More turn cycling, increase cooltime, but she could just reset her cooltime anyway, basically, by just skill 1, skill 1, skill 1, skill 1, skill 1. So, let's see. This looks like a very back-and-forth battle. Yeah, this looks like a very back-and-forth battle. Okay, so Vert is done. Vert is GG. Vert is goodbye. He's a... Never mind. I was gonna make some more cheesy dad jokes. I'm not even a dad. I probably haven't earned the right to make those jokes. So, I shall stop. 3 turns on every debuff though, which is again what he did before, but to strip into increased cooldown. And I think he definitely needs to be. I'm trying to keep track of which one is the fastest. Which one is the faster ones? I think this one is faster than the other one that was on the slower side. Got outsped by Mo Long, but that's not this one. That was the other one. NYX battle number, I don't know. I lost track. Ooh, Gani Oki plus NYX plus Nephthys. Savage combination did not strip the will runes. It happens, right? It happens. I was really going for that. I would have been so nervous to try to hit that Nephthys. Nephthys is gonna do her thing unless Nephthys gets stunned here. So now Nephthys does her thing. Curse of the Beautiful. NYXed Curse of the Beautiful, right? And then all that additional damage. Oh, Vertiheal didn't get CC'd. Okay, so Vertiheal didn't get CC'd, but all that additional damage from Okeanos. Okeanos is built with a little bit more. Even if he's not built for more damage, he's still, a lot of times people like to do additional damage artifacts on him. The dog disagrees. The dog thinks that, I don't know if you guys can even hear the dog. The dog doesn't think that additional damage artifacts on Okeanos is important. But I beg to differ because that's the meta. Dog, you don't even know. Dog doesn't even know what he's talking about. Right? So, pretty savage combination. Very, very, very savage. They have only 1 strip. Who was the one that got banned? I think another stripper got banned, right? So they had the strip into resets into a lot of debuffs into that were NYXified, right? Into like Gani Oki lockdown. And NYX and Nephthys on top of that. Such a brutal combination. Another NYX bat. I mean, of course, it's another NYX battle. It's a NYX video. Of course, what else would it be? Another NYX. Such a brutal, again, another brutal combination. Very fast. Multiple strippers. 3 strippers, actually. 3 different forms of cooldown reset. Lots and lots and lots of strips and cooldown reset. And has a little bit of defense breaks. That's the understatement of the year. Very little bit of defense breaks. Get some more cooldown. So, okay, so this Veligil is actually resisting. Veligil is resisting again. So now he needed to go for Veligil because he could not afford to let that Veligil go through with his Veligil things. And then the Veligil cleanses everyone. Then the Rika comes in and does Rika things. So, could not afford to let that happen. The Rika works so nicely with NYX, though. But also, Shungpung, with the glancing hits and the defense breaks, works really nice with NYX as well. As you can see. Even though they're going to Violent Proc those debuffs off. Lols. But even so, I mean, NYX does with his skill 1, he gives himself a 3-turn glancing hit as well. So that's a Violent Okeanos. Not a... there's a lot of Violent... there's more... I would say there's more Violent Okeanos nowadays than before. Used to be a lot more Swift Okeanos. Now there's Violent. There's no reason to do Despair Okeanos. Some people seem to think that it's a good idea to do Despair Okeanos because like I want extra CCs. He does plenty of CCs without even being Despair on skill 3. There's no, and he doesn't. If he were to Despair stun, it wouldn't cycle like he does with his skill. So the Despair stuns are different. He needs his stun from his skill to cycle, by the way, just FYI, just so that you guys know, because I know some people don't know. But yeah, he stuns plenty fine, just with his skill 3 alone. Just make him fast, give him good accuracy, unless you're Nev, and in which case you could just put 0 accuracy and CC everything 100% of the time with 0 accuracy. It's Summoner's War. I was gonna say I don't know how that even works, but it's Summoner's War, and that's how that works. I feel the need to say more NYX action, like to indicate that it's more NYX. It's a NYX video, so that should be all the indicator that we need that we're gonna keep seeing NYX. So let's see. That Pater is gonna be really nasty right now. Defense break on the Pater is huge, actually. He needs to take out that resistance too. He needed to take out that Pater ASAP. So yeah. Yep. That defense break was so instrumental on Pater. And it's not 100% chance to defense break too, so that was pretty lucky that he actually got that. So end result is that NYX is way more relevant now than he was before. All it took was a little strip on skill 2, little AoE strip, and he perfectly fits into the teams. See, this was a good call on Comtuos because he perfectly fits into the teams that you need to bring NYX in with. If his skill 2 did like attack power break instead, it wouldn't have been the same thing. It wouldn't have been the same effect. Like, oh, he does attack power break and increase cool times. But yeah, you still have to bring in a strip with those Rikas. You still have to bring in a strip with those Chungpungs, with those Savannahs, with those Nephthys. Like, yeah, all of you NYX and Nephthys owners together. The one person watching that owns both of them, you can raise your hand now. Congratulations on that broken combo. But yeah, way more relevant with this buff. It made a whole lot of sense on him. This is like a great example of something where it's like the buff actually matched what the unit's supposed to do. Right, how the unit's supposed to be played. So, still waiting on those HP leader skills for Guild Wars for the Beast Monks come to us. Still waiting on those, right? Because that's gonna be next. Kanto's like, no, we're not gonna buff the Beast Wars. Well, they can continue to have their dungeon leader skills so that you don't use them in. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. More videos to come for the rest of the day, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. I will see you as always in the next one.